Well, since you spoke about real estate, let's take the discussion forward. And to help us out, and we have our next guest on the show, who is Mr. Irfan Razack, the CMD at the Prestige Group. Thanks a lot, Mr. Razack, for joining in. Just give us a minute. We'll just run our viewers through the top 3 talking points that we're looking at. Point number 1, the demand trends in Bengaluru as well as in Hyderabad. Point number 2, the IT slowdown. Is it impacting demand? And point number 3, what are the pricing trends? Well, Mr. Razack, help us out with all of these then. Let's start off with the demand situation first in Bengaluru as well as in Hyderabad. Are you seeing some signs of weakness, both in terms of volumes, in terms of pricing as well? Because the indications are that IT demand has seen some kind of weakness. So is it reflecting on real estate demand?
Good morning, Nigel. First of all, let me wish you a very, very happy birthday.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you for your good wishes, your support over the years. It's helped me a lot.
Now, to answer your questions, I think demand is pretty steady. Now, it also depends on which demand we are talking of. I think Bangalore and Hyderabad are doing extremely well. The only thing is in certain cities, like certain regions, some of the developers have made very, very large homes, and those are under pressure. But if I'm targeting the mid-income group housing with a decent ticket price, I think the demand is pretty robust and it continues to sell. And I think both in Bangalore as well as in Hyderabad, there's no change on any change in the IT hiring or whatever, because the economy is still robust and things are on ground very good. And you talked about pricing. Pricing also have stabilized, they've strengthened. At the same time, I think they've come to a level which has got the acceptability of the customer. We are trying hard to see that the price doesn't go too high too soon, because that's counterproductive. So that's always our endeavor, because one side the land price is high, the other side you have the construction costs, which are slowly creeping up. And with cement, the GST on cement being a little reduced, I think that will help us to contain the construction cost as well.
All right. What about NCR? That was one of the larger contributors, right? Some believe that maybe that market is peaking out. Would you concur, or do you believe it's got, a bigger headroom to move?
No, I think NCR has got a lot more potential. The only reason is the number of players are much reduced, and credible players are missing in that region, except for a few. And that's where the demand is coming towards them, including us. And NCR, we as a company have only one project which we've launched, and that has done very, very well, continues to do well. And we intend growing our footprint there, but surely, but steadily, and carefully, of course. And I think that is the strategy we have in the company.
All right. Mr. Razack, what about the office occupancy? That's the other spot that there has been some focus for you as well. So you help us with a couple of details. Office occupancy actually has been very strong. Could you tell us what is the total area under management, and what kind of leasing will you see for this fiscal year? And do you think this is the year for the REIT?
No, this is not the year for the REIT. Let me answer the last question first. I think we need to get a critical mass, and it'll take us at least 3 more years or 4 years for us to get that huge mass that we are looking at. But on the leasing part, yes, you're absolutely right. Leasing has been pretty robust. We don't have any vacancies, or if the vacancies are there, it's just a few percentage, 3, 4, 5%. So that's the very, very positive trend. And even office, the lease rents itself have firmed up very nicely. Then again, it all depends on the product and on the location. If your location is good and your product is good, so automatically leasing will happen. But if you've got a rank bad location and a rank bad product, then there's a pressure. But I believe that the future is bright on office leasing. GCCs have now come in, and they are now bringing in the demand apart from ITES, so that helps the cause. And then, of course, data centers is the next big thing. But then data centers don't really consume too much space. What they need is a lot of power and not the high-tech type of space, but high-tech in terms of the overall quality of power that we give them.
Mr. Razack, hi, morning, sir. Since you touched upon data centers, we're really talking about it today because one of your peer companies here in Mumbai, Lodha, they've announced a mega investment, I think 30,000 crores with the MOU with the state government just outside of Mumbai. How are you looking at this segment? I don't know if you already have, projects that you're building on the data center side. And just tell us the business dynamics. As a developer, is it remunerative to be getting into the data center business? Or, would you be better off doing what you anyway do, which is residential office, just in terms of margins and profitability metrics?
In the data center business, we will continue to be the infrastructure provider. We don't want to get into the data center business per se. We also, as a company, Prestige has signed a MOU with the Maharashtra government to do data centers. And the government is very keen to allot us some 50 acres in Navi Mumbai, and those discussions are on. And I believe that this is going to happen very soon. Apart from this, we're also looking at Andhra for the data center. We'll establish the data centers. There are many players who would like to operate that, and we are talking to them. So it becomes a win-win situation for the operators because they'll get a ready product. Because what they are looking for is the infra in terms of the setup of power, the setup of the building itself. And the buildings for data center are very, very different than what you do as an office building.
What I'm trying to understand, sir, the cost dynamics and the margins. Is the data center business more lucrative than, say, the regular office spaces that you set up, less, equal? Just trying to understand the business dynamics behind it.
The volumes may not be there in data center. You will definitely not get the square footage that you do in office space. But if you're asking me for return on investment, unless we don't get a decent return on investment, there's no sense in doing that business. So we look upwards of 15 to 18% return on investment. And I think that we should get that easily. And of course, there's no such mass sort of India now is a 1 billion square foot market for office. That can't happen in data centers.
Right. You spoke about that partnership, sir, with the Maharashtra government for data centers. I think that in Navi Mumbai, I think you all have also committed an investment of 12,500 crore for the same. Exactly.
Not only a data center, but also
logistics.
Logistics. So these are the two things that we had committed, and we have signed the MOU. And hopefully we will pursue this. It's not a partnership. It's the state government will support us in terms of providing the land, and the rest of the investment has to come from the company.
So what's the timeline?
And, we are pretty serious on that, and we shall do it.
Okay. So what's the timeline? When will all this come on stream, get commercialized? By when will you make this investment? It's a large investment of 12,500 crore rupees. And what is the expected revenue from it? You spoke about the IRRs before.
Yeah, see, it's not something that has to be spent on day one. So it's work in progress. The first thing is investment in the land itself. Then it's on the infrastructure, power, buildings, and all of that. So it's a outlay which will take between 5 to 7 years, starting from just now, which is the investment in land.
Okay. All right, sir. One final question then. How far are we from the IPO for the hospitality segment?
Yes, I think that's work in progress. The teams are working diligently towards this. And I think we should be about a month away from the listing, hopefully.
Oh, all right. So Diwali then, a good Diwali for that particular vertical.
Hope so. The teams are working. We've got the SEBI approval, but there are many regulatory steps that need to be done. So let's hope and pray everything goes well and we are able to do it as planned.
We're hoping with you, sir. Wishing you all the best. Appreciate you joining in. And we look forward to catching up with you to understand how the demand trends are going and also on that much awaited IPO. Wishing you a good day ahead.
Thanks, Nigel. Thank you so much.
All right.